All right. With your ongoing challenge groups, something that we do in the gym world that I think applies to the world of Beachbody coaching. So as a Beachbody coach, imagine that you're a health and fitness business. You provide services that are as powerful as the best health club in your area. You just don't have to deal with the four walls of the gym and all the overhead that comes with it. But what you provide in terms of services and programs and support and motivation is as good as what you might find in a health club. So with that being the case, there's a marketing approach that you can take like we do in the gym world. The fitness industry, the fitness business is very cyclical. Obviously, January is the high season. January is so exciting as a Beachbody coach because when you're announcing your fitness support groups or weight loss groups or whatever it is you want to call your challenge groups or fit clubs you want to start, the whole population is looking to get in shape and lose weight for New Year's resolutions. Great time. So start thinking now. Here we are, start of October. It's the final quarter of the year. In the gym business, we're already thinking about our marketing for January. You think well in advance. Don't wait till the start of the month and go, gee, what am I going to do for my marketing this month? Or what is my theme going to be? Really look into the future as to, okay, what theme do I want to do for January? What programs, or do I want to do a multi-program group? What specific programs or demographics do I want to focus on? What is my messaging going to be? Then you move into spring. What would my theme be there? Then you move into summer. Let's do a support group for, bathing suit, get in shape for your bathing suit support group. It's just, you've got all these themes that happen throughout the year. Trim the fat support group for Thanksgiving. People are going to indulge over Thanksgiving, and what a great time to have them do the ultimate reset after they're done. So you've got all this thinking you can do about the behaviors of people throughout the year as they go through the seasons. Envision your marketing and the themes you'll use for your support groups, challenge groups, and fit clubs as you go through those seasons. Time your shake and share events during times when people are looking for solutions for weight loss and health and fitness. So keep those things in mind, looking into the future and building themes for what you're going to promote as you go. Let's see. When it comes to personal development, Shannon Price and Bonnie York have done an amazing job putting together a list of books. So obviously the Compound Effect, as we talked about in the first Hangout, should have been one of the first books that you've read or you're in the process of reading. And it's just really, really cool. It's all these little behaviors you do every day that add up to this massive compound effect over time. And I can honestly say, guys, like for me on a personal level, I've hit a point at times where I feel like I'm going to burn out in my business. Like I just get like, oh, man, is this really working? Is it really working the way I want? The past 2 weeks, I've seen record income. And I'm like amazed by it. It's like, oh my God, these numbers continue to climb. And it's because of all the little daily behaviors that I just do day in and day out. An hour here, 2 hours there. Sometimes I'm going 5 hours. Like I'm putting the time in now because the business is warranting that. But just know that when you hit those times, you're like, man, this is really frustrating. And like, I'm seeing, $40 a week. It's during those times where you just keep going. You just keep doing the vital behaviors day in and day out. You're planting seeds. Those seeds will sprout in time. The no's are, I'm not interested right now. They're not no's. They're just, the timing's not right for people sometimes. And you just keep them in your pipeline. You keep them plugged into what you're doing and sharing your success as you go, sharing your own transformation in health and fitness, sharing your business results. Don't be afraid to go there sometimes. Wow, so it's like I just earned enough income as a Beachbody coach that I'm paying for my family vacation.
I've got a great example, Don.
I love it. I was just going to say, Bonnie just shared an example about her bar mitzvah. Go, bar mitzvah. Go for it. Tell us.
Well, actually, I was actually referring to what you had just said about that there's seeds being planted.
Yeah.
Because it's true. You really have to just, as long as you're staying consistent every single day, making sure that you're getting in at least 3 invites, 3 conversations, 3 new friends every single day. It really is the key to success, because you're going to go through periods where you don't really get much going on.
Absolutely.
But as long as you stay consistent, it will happen. Just this week, I had 2 people come to me, people who I had reached out to months ago, and I didn't know if they were ever going to be ready. And they both just came to me. One of them was the assistant at a oral surgeon's office. I went there for a consult. I was going to get oral surgery, and it was the assistant. And of course, as soon as I had the opportunity, I started talking about working out. And, she was doing P90X at one point, but she wasn't any longer. I don't think she ever finished it. And so I started talking to her about, that I can be her coach, and about Shakeology. I talked about T25. And she sounded really interested. I actually went home, sent her an email, and she never responded. And then I called her because I had her phone number, and she wound up saying that she would like to try the Shakeology. So I did wind up sending her a sample, and never heard back from her. I followed up several times with email. She was very unresponsive, and I was like, all right, this isn't happening.
Good for you, though. You persevered. Yep.
But this was months ago. I mean, maybe even 6 months ago. And she just reached out to me saying, I'm ready. I'm fat. I need help. But I just signed her up as a coach, as a discount buyer coach. But it sounds like she may want to do the business after she tries it. And if she likes it, then she is interested in the business too.
That's it.
And then someone else, same thing. This was someone I knew for years, but she moved away, and she was on my Facebook, and I reached out to her. And this is a long time ago, maybe longer than 6 months ago. And I spoke to her on the phone about the business, and she sounded interested at the time, but then she said, she's going through a lot. She can't commit to anything right now. And, I kept following up with her, maybe once every couple of months. And she just commented on one of my posts on Facebook when I said something about, when I was posting about Super Saturday. She commented saying, I'm going to sign up in October. And I knew that she wanted the 21-day fix. So I reached out to her yesterday, and I said, well, if you're going to sign up with the 21-day fix, you may want to do it now, because the last day of the promotion is tomorrow. And she said, yes, I do. So she signed up. And this is someone from, we're talking at least, going back 8 months.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That was a seed that took 8 months to sprout.
Exactly. So it really is. It's just about being consistent.
And persevering and knowing that when people don't respond or they just don't show any enthusiasm, they're not saying, no, leave me alone.
Right. They're just not ready now.
Just not ready. But the fact that there's perseverance and just touching base, how you doing? That's all it is. Letting them know that you're there when they're ready.
That's right. So I think Shannon has something she wants to.
Awesome. Shannon's like, unmute me. All right. Go ahead, Shannon.
Unmute me. Okay, yeah. Bonnie and I talk a lot about this stuff. I want to tell you a couple of stories that are similar but funny. I went with Mike to his class reunion, and one of his friends is my friend too on Facebook, talked to me about Shakeology because she's so worried about her health. And her cholesterol and stuff is high. And so we talked at length, and that was like June or something this summer. Every week we talk about it, every single week. And she's like, well, I can't do it today. Well, I can't do it this week. She called me yesterday and she said, Shannon, I'm doing it. And I said, really? I said, are you kidding me? Are you pulling my leg? And she said, I went to the doctor for my appointment and my cholesterol is over 260.
Yeah.
And he's going to put me on meds. And then he said, my triglycerides are really high and he wants to put me on all these medicines. And I said, let's do Shakeology. I said, tell your doctor to give you 2 months and you're going to go in there and your cholesterol is going to be down probably 90 points at least, because that's what seems to be the general thing from everybody that I've talked to is about 90 points. And so she signed up for her Shakeology yesterday. And she was so, finally it hit her. She had to hit that rock bottom, you know?
Yeah.
And she's been talking to me like, ask Mike, she's been talking to me every week. It was just ridiculous.
And you've had the patience and the courtesy to say, leave me alone out of it because you're not buying. You're just there for her.
I am. And she'll talk to me for half an hour about what's going on in her life. And I'm like, okay, just talk to me. You know, it's fine because she can trust me and she'll come and talk to me.
You develop that relationship with her.
That's right. Yeah.
And you earned her trust by doing that.
Yeah. So my other really funny story is I have a new personal training client. And this guy just turned 50 and he's one of these guys that doesn't work out. So he's like kind of skinny fat guy, you know, and he's a real skeptic. So he wanted samples of Shakeology. So I gave him samples and then I saw him as a client on Monday. And he's like, well, this isn't Whole Foods. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's whole food. He goes, but it's powdered. And, and he just kept going on. And I had to keep getting like, I wasn't getting agitated, but I had an answer for everything he said. You know?
Sure.
And he was getting frustrated because he's the skeptic. And he goes, well, I'll fight you every step of the way because I am a skeptic. I'm like, I don't care. Fight me every step of the way. Right. And at the end of our session, let me tell you what he said. He said, well, my cholesterol is really high. My doctor's going to put me on meds. He said the same freaking thing.
Oh,
and he
God.
said, well, I think I'll try it for 2 months. And if it works for me, then I'll keep using it. I'm like, do it. So we're going to talk about it tomorrow when I see him as a client tomorrow.
Love it.
I know. It's so funny. People are so funny.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great stuff. Great stories. And it shows you how real it is just staying in touch with people. Thanks for sharing.
Totally, yeah. And, you know, if you want to talk about challenge group themes, Trudy and I were just going through all of that too. I don't know if you guys have ideas for that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have done stuff like I see some of the stuff that you shared in the last Hangout 3, what you and Bonnie shared. And I mean, you've blown me out of the water. I'm like, holy cow, it's so creative. And it's how you guys are building your business and it's so effective.
Well, don't be afraid to come up with a funny name for your challenge group. I've got my Body Beast women's group. It's called Beastie Beauties. You know, we're just doing
Beastie Beauties.
Beauties.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I did it last year and it was really popular. So we're doing it again this year. Don't be afraid to mix 2 programs together. I did an Insanity versus Combat group last year. And so that's what Trudy's going to focus on for our Fall Classic thing. She's going to focus on those 2 programs because she loves them. And I think if you're going to focus on a program for a challenge group or a support group, whatever you want to call it, make sure that you like the program and that you can talk about it passionately.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Lisa and Steph, they just.
Want me to unmute them?
Yeah, their new challenge group is called Weapons of Mass Reduction.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, that's huge.
These guys are rocking. Talk about it, girl.
Go for it. Lisa and Steph, you're unmuted.
Hi.
Hey.
We are going to do a challenge group of all programs. We have a couple people doing P90 and most of the others doing 21-day fix. Mm-hmm. So we combine the groups and I think we'll have about 10 people starting October 13th.
That's awesome.
So we have first gold challenge group on our own.
So
there you go. That's it. So what is it? Weapons of mass, what was it?
Reduction.
Weapons of mass reduction. How awesome is that? And don't be afraid to steal that stuff, guys.
That's right.
You steal from other coaches and like, I'm running with that. And you know what else you do? Like if you have a like page, if you have a coach like page, not that you have to, but if you do, if you're like, oh man, I don't know what to post today, just like a lot of the other coach pages that we have and see what they're posting and say, I'm stealing that. And you just start building yourself a library of posts that you can put up on a daily basis. It's all general health and fitness information. It's motivation. It's inspiration. And, it just gives you a whole world of resources that you can draw from. So you're not like, what do I say today? It's there for you to just use and reuse.
And if you run out of, and we were talking about this today, some of the coaches and I were talking about this today, if you say like, I think I've invited everybody. No, you haven't.
No.
What you need to do is post something. If you're going to do a P90 group, or just a picture of P90 with a little dialogue on top of it, tag everybody you know, as many as people as they'll let you tag 50 people. Tag 50 people on that picture. It'll show up in their news feed. Their friends will see it. And that happened for me today. I got 5 inquiries from people who are not my friends, but they're friends of my friends about P90. So it works.
That's great. That's awesome. Love it. Does anyone else have anything they want to share or add or ask? The point I was going to bring up also regarding Shakeology, we ran out of time in Hangout 3, and I never did get to produce that video of how we overcome the price objection. So to share that with you now, like, Shakeology is a really powerful part of your business. For some coaches, it's their entire business. Like, some coaches choose to build their business solely with Shakeology. They don't really get involved with the exercise programs, and that's fine. You can do that. I believe that the most effective way, it's exercise plus nutrition plus your motivation and support, is what really builds your business. But when it comes to Shakeology, we go through this at the gym all the time. So a lot of my Shakeology selling is actually in our gym. We have it up there for sale, but a lot of times there's pushback. Members are like, well, this seems really good. You know, we'll do education forums on a monthly basis. I do a bit of a presentation about Shakeology, and then we'll have Shake and Share about samples and literature. And I will often get, oh, geez, you know, $129.95. And I say, well, you know what? I understand how you feel. That's how I originally felt. Let's break this down, though. What I'd like for you to do is write down for me. So this is me talking to a potential buyer. I say, I'd like you to write down for me everything that you've ate or drank in the past 2 days. Everything you've eaten or drank in the past 2 days, write it down. And I'm talking about everything from the cup of coffee you woke up with to the snack you had before you went to bed, and everything in between. What did you eat and drink? And they'll write it down, you know, and I'll try to say, okay, think hard. Did you have a snack between lunch? You know, did you skip lunch? Whatever. They write it all down. And then I say, great. What I'd like you to do now is just next to each item, put a price tag next to what that cost you. Just write down how much you spent on all these different items you've written down for the past 2 days. And so once they've done that, 9 times out of 10, there's something blatantly obvious about their nutrition. It's like, okay, this is why you feel the way you feel, or this is why you're gaining weight, or whatever it may be, or this is why you don't have energy. But I will circle things that are either unhealthy or things that they're missing in their diet, and I'll highlight the unhealthy things and what they're spending, the amount they're spending. 9 times out of 10, the amount they're spending is more than $4.33. And the shake costs $4.33 a day. So when you open their eyes to what they're spending their money on, and the crap or the unhealthy stuff that they're spending their money on, and you say, look, let's eliminate this from your daily nutrition. So there goes that $5 out the window. Let's replace it with Shakeology, which is $4.33. I'm going to save you a few dollars a month, and you're going to feel a hell of a lot better. And here's the best deal, or here's the best part about it. Go ahead and buy it. If you drink it for 30 days, you don't like it, we return the empty bag, you get a full refund. How's that sound? Don't forget about that bottom of the bag guarantee that Beachbody provides. They're so confident in how people are going to feel after drinking a bag of Shakeology that they're willing to say, if you don't like it after drinking it, return the bag and we'll refund your money. There's not too many companies out there that are going to do that for a product that costs $129.95. So show people, open their eyes to what they're currently spending their money on, and then highlight the fact that the shake is $4.33. And it's the equivalent of a very dense, nutritious meal. That's the biggest way, I believe, to overcome that price objection. And it works a lot. Okay? I think that was it. You know, other things that are here have been hit upon already in the Hangouts. You know, making sure you set your coach placement properly. If you have a coach who's going to sign up, even if it's a discount buyer, make sure your placement is where it should be. And if you're not sure, please go to your sponsor or your upline or me if you have a question. Understand which of my legs is my weak leg, because that's going to determine a lot of different things as you build your business, knowing your weak leg and your strong leg. Get to the Super Saturday events in your area, you know, and I know for some of you haven't made it yet, you're new coaches. Super Saturday, you have to go if you're serious about your business. You know, and if it's one of those things where, well, the closest one to you is a 3-hour drive, maybe you don't have to go to every one of them, but just try to get to the ones that you can. If you have them in your area, go for it. Get to Summit if you can. Summit is it's beyond words. It's where the fire is lit and you come back realizing that you're part of something that's tremendous. And we haven't even gone international yet. So it's the magnitude of where this company is going is incredible. Think Facebook and Apple and what those companies have done to transform the world, you know, in terms of how we operate. This is what Team Beachbody is trying to do, or I think they will do over the course of the next, 4 to 8 years. It's going to be a household name around the world because of this mechanism of holding people accountable and helping them get healthy and fit. We need it. The United States is in horrible shape, and so is a lot of the rest of the world. Like, to me, this is a game changer, but we've got to be the one. We're the catalysts to get it out there and make it happen, and I'm dedicated to it. I'm dedicating my life to this as much as I dedicate my life to our health club. So I'm so psyched that you guys are part of the team, and please reach out to me whenever you want. And if you feel like you're in a bad spot and you're just not getting anywhere with your business, you know what you do? You take 3 steps back and you reinvent yourself. You recreate the way you're approaching your business. There's always an answer. So don't throw in the towel and say, I tried it for 6 months and I didn't get anywhere. It just means you're not doing some things properly. And by tweaking things a little bit, it can turn around like that. So keep that in mind. All right. All right, guys. So we will continue with there's some more education posts that'll happen over the next several days until we hit day 30. And then that'll be the end of the training. And one thing that I would ask from you guys, if this is your first time going through Coach Basics, or even if it's your second or your third, it's really helpful having testimonials, especially for new coaches that are thinking about coming into the business. And so what I do is I put together a testimonial document that is anything you guys want to provide about your experience from this training. Has it helped you understand the business? Have you seen early success? Have you earned any income in the first month? Did you hit Success Club yet? Are you at Emerald? Whatever you want to share that might be positive or negative, that would be shared with potential new coaches to read it and go, man, you know what? Look at this. These are people that came into this business not knowing anything about it, and look what they're doing. And look what they're saying about the business training. That will be used by not only me and everybody else, but you to help recruit new coaches to your team. So there's synergy and there's a lot of help by us working together on these kinds of things. And that hook document with all the income testimonials and life transforming stories, I'm going to post that on the Coach Basics page. Share it with people you know that might be interested, and then we can share the coach opportunity with them and build your team. All right. Is there anything else? Again, thanks so much for your dedication and time, and I'm looking forward to seeing where everybody's going to be going in the future. And the next Coach Basics training will happen starting on, and it's not going to be mine. I am actually going to take a month off from doing the Coach Basics because there's our one of our parent teams, Team Eternal Fit, Greg Plaskett and Lou Nugent. Lou and Greg are fantastic, and they are starting a new round of Coach Basics on October 6th. So anybody you have coming in looking to get into Coach Basics, they can jump into that group starting on October 6th with Greg and Lou. And then I'm sure I'm going to recommence and begin another training sometime in November. All right, guys? All right. Thanks so much. Keep up the great work and have a great night. So long.
Bye, everybody.
Don't forget your testimonials. Testimonials. Bye.